Just going through the Trekky back catalogue of his training over the last few weeks. Last week was 17 hours. Week before that, 24 and almost 25. And the week before that was just under 29 hours. So he's already got 7 hours into him this week so far. So coming into the Wednesday, let's see how much he's going to add on today. I think that today's going to be another 7-hour shift for him between the 5 this morning and then the 2 in the afternoon. So big breakfast coming up. Got a long brew, got some muesli on the way as well. So hopefully that'll be a good bit of fuel pre-ride.
Now that food's done, we're rolling out. I don't want to talk too much about how hard physically and how much power is going on to this ride, but more probably the mental side of things and how far that is from like someone who's doing a little bit of training, maybe trying to get some good results at the local club races or something like that might be doing 10 hours a week. I myself normally average somewhere around 20 hours a week. I consider myself obviously pretty serious and like a national level competitor, and Trekky's that whole next level entirely. So he's somewhere between 25 and all the way up to 40 hours. He does mention a little bit later in the ride that in prep for Unbound he's going to step it up another notch and do some huge 40-hour weeks just to get that huge base in.
So we doing 2 hours, 300. Have to hit the button and like no break, no goes.
So if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that he's already been having a fair bit to eat and drink. He's aiming to do about 100 grams of carbs per hour. This ride being 5 hours for Trekky, he's going to get in 500. So around about, I think that he told me 4 gels, 2 packets of chews, either 3 or 4 bars, and then high carb in the drink bottles, plus a stop at the servo after he's done his 2-hour effort. The effort is upper zone 2 for him, so upper endurance. For me, I'm just trying to sit on the back. I'm holding on to, I think I averaged about 260 watts for the 2 hours of just sitting on the wheel. It's probably what I do best, to be perfectly honest. On this day it was super windy. I'm trying to hide from the wind a little bit, just either sitting on the wheel or just off the back. You notice that I slide around to the non-drive side of his bike here, just trying to hide it as much as I possibly can. Obviously knowing that this is going to be a bit of a step up as far as the duration. Power numbers aren't too scary, but just the duration and pace. We're averaging around about 38 kilometers now for the entire ride. So the 2-hour actual effort, I'd say that we're well and truly over 40 kilometers an hour. Only get a couple of little interruptions, got a set of traffic lights for some roadworks. Notice this is a little bit sped up now, but he's holding a pretty steady cadence the whole time. So he isn't going over the target power on the climbs, but he is just holding it. Notice that he's really pushing on some of these long descents. This is our first bottle stop at, I don't even know where we are, somewhere just off the Hume Highway. The water was horrendous, actually tasted like petrol. Do yourself a favour if you need to next time and actually go and buy it. Soon enough we're back on the pedals again, keeping that chain tight, just heading out to the Hume Highway now for, I suppose we've got about 40-50 minutes already done, so another hour and 10, hour and 20 or so to go until we're going to stop again. So there he goes with another gel as well. So just really to sustain this amount of, I suppose, not just power output, but just effort output and energy output, it's really important to stay on top of those carbs, and why I suppose your carb intake game is now like one of the main battles to make sure that your stomach is always going to be good regardless. On this day for me, I've just got some pure gels, I've got some pure race fuel in my drink bottle, make sure that I'm all topped up. I'm also hitting around about 100 grams of carbs and probably somewhere around about 700 milligrams of sodium as well. So staying hydrated, making sure that I am fueling for the later session in the day, which is going to be the Canberra Cycling Club crit race at Mount Stromlo on their nice, flat, fast crit track. That that wind really gives you a sense of just how quickly we're going and just how windy it is out there as well. That National Gravel Champions jersey isn't at home on the road, so here we go. We're going to hit a sector or two of super fast gravel roads between the Hume Highway and back into Canberra. We really are hauling the mail here, for lack of a better term. Trekky does get a slow leak in his rear tyre, but sealant fills the hole. It does cover the camera a little bit, but this is an awesome bit just to watch just how fast that we're going and how hard that he's pulling on those pedals at the moment. Watch and enjoy. You got there, mate. This pump that Trekky's using right here, he has been using since I've met him.
Yeah, I got it when that first time we doing it 7.5 years ago.
I think it deserves long service leave, just quietly.
I reckon it deserved you are.
Nah, not yet. Have you worn it out?
Yeah, let's do it. I reckon that could be though. More people, other people have used it more than I have.
Yeah, that's good though. Here we go, sitting number 2 on the way out to the crit track with Carl here, riding from the city out to Mount Stromlo. We're all having a race in the A grade. There's some super strong guys here, around about 30 guys in the field. Trekky and I are using this one as in bit of intensity to finish out the day. Trekky's probably still racing for the win. I'm just racing to get some more good intensity into the legs, trying to make sure that I stay on the wheels and throw in some turns just to make sure I'm keeping the power average up. Legs aren't feeling too bad after a nice warm up on the way out. Just got some hydration mix in the bottle, had a gel before racing. Just trying to really just keep it smooth on the pedals and make sure that I'm marking and just staying in the draft and pulling turns when I need to make sure that not too many gaps open up. The bunch does whittle down a little bit towards the end of this one. I think that it goes from maybe 30 at the start to maybe like 15 or so at the very end. I'm pretty happy just to squeeze into the back end of the top 10. I think Trekky's in around about 5th or maybe even a little bit higher than that, but super good training day. I think that the real things that I've learnt from it It's just how much fueling goes into things, as well as obviously going to work. I actually think is a little bit easier than going out and doing full-time training on the bike. While I'm at a pretty good level, I don't know if I would even want to go full-time if I had the option now. But at the same time, it's been an awesome day out with Trekky, learning the ins and outs and probably realizing just the mental strength that you need to do this amount of training day in, day out, and week on, week off. So yeah, looking forward to the Snowy Mountains MTB Festival coming up in a week or two's time. Certainly a lot of the Canberra guys heading down there. The intensity from these crit races definitely helps on the mountain bike, because it's mountain bike cross-country racing is so punchy. It's where the cross training comes in quite well. The longer, I suppose, base miles are one thing, but these high intensity crits are actually really like some of the cross-country Olympic style races, and you can see a lot of the guys who are good at one are also good at the other.
It gets to the point when it's not windy, you just have to like let people go.
Yeah. You were chasing everything, man.
Me?
Yeah.
You should have gone.
He doesn't know how. That's a wrap on a great training day with Trekky. Lots to take away from it. Probably a couple of highlights for me was the mental side of things. It's much harder going on the mental front than it is in some ways on the legs and on the energy front. I think the other thing is a focus on nutrition, how much you actually can get in on one of these rides and still feel pretty comfortable with it. And then also your recovery and how that, I suppose, could integrate with your day-to-day life is a pretty hard one as well. I also don't think that you can go from someone who's maybe doing 10 hours a week to this sort of level. So if you won the lotto or something and you just wanted to be a pro bike rider, I don't think that you could just go from normal adult life to the duration of rides and the volume of training that a pro rider would do. You actually have to grow and learn and spend the time building up to that. It just takes a lot of time to do that. Might be a reason why the pro roadies are getting younger and younger, because they just ride so many hours from such a young age. I think that for me, I don't think I'm going to be a pro bike rider anytime soon, but I love riding and I love training too. So hopefully I'll see you guys out there on the trails or on the road sometime soon. Hold on tight. Episode number 3, Snowy's MTB Festival recap, 3 days and 5 stages, will be coming up pretty soon. I'd like to say in the next 2 weeks or so. So hit us a subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and any feedback in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. See ya.